What's going on, guys? My name is Misa on the keys, and thank you for watching this next episode of Talk to Me in English. Okay, I'm here with my guest, the one and only VVG ACE. What's going on, bro?
We chilling. You know what it is, man. We just staying locked in every day, you know. So
That's it. So, listen, bro. Let's get right to it because I feel like, this is a jam-packed podcast where we're really gonna dive into the mindset of the artist, right? And what it really takes. And most people think that this is just like, oh, I make music, I put it out, and let's see what happens. So, let's really dive in. So, first of all, tell the people a little bit about you, what you got going on right now, and then we'll go from there.
Well, you know, I got my mindset locked in, man. I'm just, creating new content. Music is coming. It's just a new vibe for Jersey. The East Coast, I'm really trying to bring people together and really, do something different for the people. So,
Absolutely.
Just trying to bring a different culture to the game.
And I've been in the studio with you a few times, and I've been listening to a lot of the stuff that you've been doing. It's crazy how your sound has changed. 'Cause we actually known each other for a while. So the fact that the sound that you're bringing to Jersey, it's like it's fresh, it's new, it's very versatile, right? It's not just all right, let me just stick to the trends, or let me just stick to whatever is popping. It's like, no, let's actually make dope music that anybody in the world can enjoy. And I feel like that's you've been hitting that lately, and I'm excited for the people to really hear that music. The music that you'll be dropping soon. But let's really break it down, and let's talk about a little bit about the mindset, because I feel like the mindset of an artist, at least an artist that is building their business, right? And is building their what is like, because we've had conversations in the past where you almost feel like it's very overwhelming, first of all, right? Because you gotta worry about the music, then the business, and the this and that. But what it's like to you? Talk to me about your thought process doing this.
The thought process is really, kind of focusing on the things that need to be done. It's really a step-by-step program in your head, though. So a lot of people get confused and mixed up with things that's going on in their life, but they need to really focus on what they want to really put out there and invest into themselves, So it's like, it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
You got to be.
And what is investing to yourself like for an artist like yourself? Like, what have you invested in? And I'm not just talking about monetarily. I'm talking about just in general. Like, what are things that you have invested, let's say, within the last 2 to 3 years to make this possible?
Really, like, I think time is the biggest thing, man. Like, it consumes a lot in your life. So if you don't bring that aspect of time, then it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Like, you really got to invest that time and that mindset and just put it together and just keep striving.
Right.
And stay. I can't really, like, explain it, like, in a different way, because my mind is like, it's different, man. It's different. So,
no, I know that as an artist, there's so much going on, right? Like, your mind, you're thinking about like, oh shit, like I gotta make music, and then I gotta worry about like how am I gonna release this music, like what platforms I'm gonna use, and all this, all that. What are certain things, or what certain tools are you using in today to at least try to keep yourself on track? Like, what helps you keep yourself on track?
Man, there's so many things, man. There's so many things, man. You just gotta really be, you gotta be different. You really gotta bring something to the table that's different to yourself. You really gotta be focused and really bring a different aspect. I don't know, like I'm trying to break it down for the people out there.
Right. So let's break it down to the basics, right? Because that's why we're in the podcast, Talk to Me in English, right? Very plain English. Let's make sure people can really understand and they can take actionable steps, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you can start taking actionable steps, hopefully by the time you watch it, you can sit back and say, okay, I can go from here to here, or if I'm already here, I can now move from here to here, right? So you're an artist, right? Right now you're building your business, you're doing what you got to do. What are certain things, or what are certain people around you have to do so you could keep yourself on track in that business side? Well, like, talk to me about that day to day.
Man, the people around you that are not supporting you, and the people that are not giving you that support and, being like right by your side, man, just keep them away. That's the first step. You got to separate yourself from everybody. So,
and some people don't like that separation part because they don't like to be lonely. They always need that validation, right? But the good thing is that you understood that you need to separate yourself in order to expand, right? So lately, you've been kind of like pushing yourself away, but in a positive way, because you know where you want to go. And that's when people don't know where they want to go, they're like, oh, but it's fun where we're at, right? It's fun to go to the club and chill and vibe and spend $300 at the bar. But that same $300, you could throw it right back into your business.
See, that's the hard part that you want to get away from. Mm-hmm. For the people out there, you really want to separate from those negative, entities, those negative vibes that people put you in and make you feel like you got to stay in that track. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to go out. You got to spend money. Yeah. You got to be around people, and do things that you don't really have to do.
They hit you with you got to live life. You only live once. And to a certain extent, I understand that, right? We don't also want to be kind of like very, in the dark always, but there has to be a balance, right? Like they say, there's a time for everything, right? And you have managed to give time to what's more important versus what's in the now, right? Mm-hmm. So now on your day to day, you're in the studio consistently, right? I see you in the studio for at least 3-4 times a week, right? What is something you can tell to somebody who wants to get in the studio? How can they maximize those type of sessions? Because you're banging songs out like it's nothing, but there's people out there that they're not necessarily in that rhythm yet. So how can you, or what can you tell to somebody that is watching this? Like how do you get to that point where you can just say, you know what, I got to do this?
It brings it back to the same question that we were just saying. It's really separating yourself from those negative people and those negative things that make you feel like you have to do. Like, it's kind of strange because a lot of people they bring you into this circle, this world where they make you feel like you got to do things that you don't have to do. And it's like, you really got to focus on yourself and open up your mind.
Open up.
Yeah, you got to bring it to a different type of space. You got to get into a darkness with yourself. Because if you don't, then it's like, man, you just everybody's controlling you like a puppet, and it's like, nah, you got to separate. You got to be different, mm-hmm. Strive to what you want. If you don't have that fire inside of you, it's going to be hard, man, for those who want to be artists or, are looking forward to doing these things that we're doing here. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. You really got to separate yourself and be different.
And now, how do you feel as an artist who does this consistently? Like, this is not your hobby. This is not your just your fun time. This is your life, right? This is your business. Life. How do you feel about those people that go on social media, they make a quick song and they just drop it like tomorrow and they call themselves an artist? How do you feel about that? Versus what you actually do, and what being an artist is, and the sacrifice and the discipline that it takes.
Man, everybody, anybody could be an artist. You could make music and do your thing, and that's respectable. It's really what level you want to take it to. Like, what's gonna separate yourself from everybody else, and what you're doing. How people are gonna look at you from a different perspective, and that's really the biggest thing for me.
Got it. Got it. So you're saying pretty much that anybody can do music. Anybody can call themselves an artist, but there's levels, right?
Right. Absolutely.
So it's just a matter of figuring out what level you want to kind of stop in. Which I heard somebody in the past. I can't remember or where I got it from, but I heard someone said, it all depends on what level you want to stop in, right? Because you might say, I want to just stop at the hobby level. I want to stop at the, I'm making $100K a year doing music, and I'm chill. Like, as long as I can pay my bills doing music, I'm good. Or some people are like, yo, I want to take it, I want to explode. So I definitely agree with you with that. There's levels to this. So now let's start really diving in and breaking down like the day-to-day, because you got social media, which social media you I'm pretty sure you open up your phone and either you get distracted so much with social media, or like, how do you balance that distraction, or do you use social media to your advantage, and how do you use social media to your advantage?
Man, if you let social media consume you in the way they want you to, it's gonna be tough. You really gotta use it as a tool and really dive into a different thinking space. You really got to use that as a strategy and stop using it as a day-to-day thing to distract yourself from real life. Right. So you really got to tune in and watch yourself with that.
Good. So you're mainly focusing on like, all right, how to use it as a tool, right? And when you're not using it as a tool, kind of like step away from it and just give yourself like some separation from it.
Use it as like more so like knowledge as well. Like really study from other people. See what people are doing out there. What are people really doing? What are their interests? Like, what brings them on social media every day? Like, what are we looking at here? It's not just content. It's really more so people are more interested in like you. What are you doing different? So that brings it back to what type of artist you want to be,
So would you say that you use social media mainly to understand the psychology of how your consumers, your fan base, looks at the type of work that you do, so you can better gauge the type of content to create for them?
It's really about who you are as an artist.
Right.
What's really separating yourself, really people want to know about you, like what you got going on. It's not just the music and what you say. It's really the type of person that you are. Are you down to earth? Are you outgoing? Do you hold a lot of things in, or do you let it out? Like, are you a sociable person? But then on the other hand, with the social media question, it's more so as like, what is attracting people? You could break it down as like, it could be comedy, it could be it could be music. There's different things in like entertainment where you look at it as like, how can I entertain the people that are watching? And that's more so, you really got to break it down for yourself though, because you don't want to be a serious person doing funny things and it might not work out for you.
Right. Like, it's almost like you got to find your lane. What works for you? What can you stay consistent in, right? Because that's another thing too. Like, people always love starting things, and then you always ask, "Hey, what happened to that guy that started doing the freestyles or this?"
If you started, you gotta finish it. That's the mindset for me. That if anybody wants to know something about me, that's like, once I start something, I gotta finish it, and that should be your mindset too, for sure.
Nice. So now, because we discussed a few things about that mindset, right? But now let's talk about just you in general and what you got going on and what people should be expecting from you in the near future.
Man, I just hope everybody's ready. Just a small town artist. Just different, man. Just different. The music is definitely like something that's gonna be different for your ears. That's I'm coming. That's it. East Coast. I'm really standing on that. And we gonna make it. We gonna really shake the world. Let me just leave it at that. We got some new things coming. So just be ready. Just be ready.
Absolutely. And any final things that you want to discuss with your fans and just break down, or any thoughts that you feel like people need to hear from you?
Man, spread love. I appreciate everybody. Everybody should be all as one and really support each other. It's not just about me. It's about everybody.
Absolutely.
every fan matters, every person matters, everybody, you know, we all as one. And that's really like the thing I want to express. So, you know, I'm gonna keep it at that.
Okay.
Sure.
Now,
Sure.
before we wrap up, though, because I kind of want to go back. I just thought about this, so I want to go back real quick, and especially like your music process, because you know, of course, you got music going. You're about to be releasing, and I want to make sure people understand like your process, because you have a very interesting process, right? You work with Blast in the studio. You guys been building pretty much a solid project. What is it like working with a specific, you know, producer and really dialing in and making sure that that person really finds that sound for you?
Man, it's one word, man. I'll put it at that. It's really chemistry. You know, chemistry, it really brings you to the next level. Because if you don't have that, you know, it's tension to me. If it's not chemistry, it's tension. So, you know, you're not getting nowhere with tension. But when you got nice chemistry, that goes for everything in life. You know, the chemistry is good, you're going to get things done. So, you know, we really bringing that sound to a different type of level. I could definitely say that. So.
Yeah, that's powerful because, you know, most people, they just book studio time anywhere just to get things done, and they don't realize that that song could have been 10 times better just with that proper chemistry. So, man, I'm super excited you got the chance to chop it up. I'm looking forward to sitting down with you in the near future and really discussing, you know, like once these records are out, like discussing how things are going for you, because that's what it's all about. You know, we want to make sure we can help as many people as possible through the process so we can all win, because there's enough room for everybody to eat. Okay. So thank you again, my brother. Appreciate you.
Great time, bro. Appreciate you too.
And guys, thank you again for watching. Once again, my name is Misa on the keys, and thank you for watching the podcast. Talk to me in English. I'll see you guys in the next one.